How are you, Coach?
I'm good. Good to be with you, Rich. Hope you're well.
Good to be with you as well. There's many different ways to start with you, but I guess I'll start first with your batting practice I saw. I know that's not really breaking news, but I saw you get in there. You hacked from both sides of the plate. Did you leave the yard as a right-hander? Did you leave the yard?
I was at the wall twice. I was close. I needed one more session. It's been quite a while since I've had a little BP session in the open field. But I think one more round I could have got it out of there. So I had a little warning track power going for me the other day. The wood bat threw me off. That was a little different, but what a thrill, man! It was a lot of fun to be able to get in there. And but I came back and got with the team yesterday, and I told them after a lot of prayer and thought that I'm going to stick to football and stick with this spring. It was tough to walk away. Beautiful weather down there, and Coach Shook was very gracious, and I had a good bond with the team. But this is just what I got to do at this time.
No, it makes sense. Stick to what you know in that regard. And
that's right. That's right.
You did lace one in right field as a lefty. I saw that. You pulled one. You just popped one in the right. I saw that. I checked that out.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on the other side of the plate, but, it was fun. It was fun to get in there. I've never had the opportunity to do that, so that was kind of a bucket list thing. And, I thought they may just put me, in the cage, where you hit, but
no,
I didn't know he was going to put me out on the big boy field. But it was a ton of fun, and hope to do it again one day. A lot of fun.
That's great.
Dream come true.
So I'm just fresh back from the combine. I'm sitting next to Daniel Jeremiah on the NFL Network broadcast in a commercial break. I told him that I'm having Dabo Swinney on the show on Tuesday. What do you think I should ask? And he's like, as we're watching the defensive line group, and we see 5 defensive linemen, and as we know, you can only play 4, but we see 5 from Clemson. The question is, do you have any left there? Do you have any defensive line players left there in Clemson?
Well, we got some guys, but we got a lot of work to do. That's for sure. But man, that's what makes it so much fun. All of those guys that were at the combine were freshmen one day too, and so they came in and did a nice job. And I think we got some guys here that are ready, and we got a few sophomores and redshirt freshmen. I think we got 2 juniors in our D line. We don't have any seniors, so we'll be young but talented. And I tell you what, those guys that are leaving, they left a great, imprint on this program and a model for all those guys to strive for. So just good people, great players, but good people about the right things, great students, and just excited about their opportunity. I know you just got back from the combine because I got my Rich Eisen fix all week. I keep it on in my office all the time, and you do a great job.
Thanks, Coach.
With all that stuff. It's always fun to keep up.
Well, I put my golf announcer's voice on. Got to keep it nice and low for all the evaluators there in the building. It's pretty intense, and it's just it's a pretty intense environment. Normally the receivers we see that you send to the next level, big, tall, physical receivers, you're sending a pretty special guy though to the combine, and Hunter Renfrow. Pound the table for him. What do you think he can do at the next level?
He's gonna do all the things he did at Clemson. He'll do at the next level, but better. Just because he's just going to continue to improve. He's going to continue to get stronger, and he's still a work in progress from that standpoint. He was weak as a noodle when he came to Clemson, and now I think he did 7 reps at 225, so he's Hercules now, and from where he came in at, and I'm just excited about his opportunity. He's really developed into a great player, and he may not have some of the measurables, but I promise you he's 6'4", 220 on the football field and can fly. He's as good a player as I've ever coached, ever. And I don't know how else to say it.
No.
Great ones. But all positions included, he is as good a player as I've ever coached. This guy is the epitome of what makes the game of football so much fun and so special. And, he'll be passed a million times because that's what people do. They overthink it. And I can just tell you, somebody's going to get him, and he's going to be a great player. No doubt about it. And just awesome in the locker room and unbelievable teammate. He's almost like a coach on the field as far as his mentality and mindset. So I'm excited for him. And, I got another kid that didn't get invited named Travion Thompson, who's going to make it as well. We had 2 senior receivers this year. And Travion, just kind of like Jerron Brown, kind of like Adam Humphries, who both have had long, great careers now in the NFL. Both were free agents. But Travion kind of overshadowed by T. Higgins, by Hunter, and by Mike Williams and those guys. And so, but I'm going to tell you what, Travion Thompson can play. And I knew he wouldn't get invited to the combine, but he's a guy that's going to make it in that league for sure. He's got all the tools, and we just, you can only play a few of them. And he played a lot, had some big plays for us, had a couple of great plays in the Natty. So I think both of those guys will for sure make it. But Hunter's an interesting guy because he looks like the guy that is the least likely guy to be an NFL player if you lined him up in a room. But he's kind of like Clark Kent, man. Take them glasses off, and he turns into Superman. And he's got plenty of film to back it up against the best of the best in this country. So he'll continue to do the same thing at the next level.
National champion Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney here on the Rich Eisen Show. And then there's talk about the very talented kid that you just won the national championship with at quarterback, and Trevor Lawrence, and the conversation that happens so often with bowl games where players may skip their bowl games to stay healthy for an eventual drafting. Now there's even a conversation that your kid shouldn't take another snap, that he's done enough to be the first-round draft choice 2 drafts from now. He was asked that last night when in the media, and he said he pays that no mind. I wonder what you think of that talk, Coach.
I don't think of it, but that's because it's just such a waste of my time. That's the world we live in. And, my thing is, why play at all? There's plenty of opportunity. Hey man, that's great. We basically have a minor league now, and I think that's great. I think it gives people opportunity. If you don't really value the college experience or value the education and all that comes with it, hey, you got another opportunity now. I think that's great. You can go ahead and go to work, just like people do in other sports, whether it be basketball or minor league baseball or whatever. But I've never worried about stuff that I have zero control over and rhetoric and all that. But anything that will get a headline, people will put out there. But Trevor's the epitome of what's great about college football. He loves his experience, and he's still got a long way to go, man. He's got a lot of work to do, and he's eager to get his education and continue to enjoy the college experience that he's having. But, my job is to coach the guys that are here and the guys that value this experience. And that's what I do day in and day out, and that's what I'm passionate about. But, really excited for Trevor and certainly his future if he can continue to progress and do the things that he did this past year on the field.
A couple more minutes left with Dabo Swinney here on the Rich Eisen Show. I'm wondering, what you think of the new in the NFL evaluation of a quarterback being 5'10" and 1/8, and that checks a box saying that Kyler Murray is pro-ready. What do you think of that new fangled world in the NFL? Do you think you and the college game has had any influence on that?
Oh, I don't think there's any question. Just like the high school game has had influence on the college game because that's your pool. Our pool comes from high school players, and the NFL pool comes from college players. The game has changed a lot, especially at the high school level, as high school coaches have had so much competition for athletes, with year-round sports and all those things. So I think that coaches over the last 10, 15 years have changed things. It's become more of a spread game and those type of things, as opposed to just, getting in the eye and going eye right and eye left, running the toss, or just running the option. And, kids, keeping kids engaged and wanting to play and having some fun along the way. So the game has changed, and that's where and the 7-on-7s and all that stuff, the development and the skill has been amazing with the quarterbacks and the receivers and the backs because of that. And I think that definitely has trickled up to the college game, and then now into the pro game. I can remember when I got the job, or when I was kind of implementing our offense here and what I wanted to do. There was a rhetoric out there where you could never win a championship with that offense because it won't match up with defense and all that mess. And that's all. That was a great theory, but that didn't hold water. And it's the same thing at the NFL level for years and years and years. People say, "Oh, it's such a complicated game and all this stuff, and you can't have short quarterbacks and all that, and certain styles of play won't marry up." And now it's just changed when you see the success of Mahomes and a Deshaun Watson and those type of guys, Baker going in, and these guys are so prepared coming out of college now. And then the NFL, the teams that are winning have made adjustments, and they've added different principles to the game that these guys are familiar with because it's what they've done all the way back to high school, and it's things that apply to any level of football. And you see it, whether it be even Tom Brady and some of the things that the Patriots do. You even see it in what they do offensively. Obviously they're not gonna run Tom Brady, but as far as some of the things in the passing game and the shotgun and the ball handling and things like that, I think that it puts a lot of pressure on defenses, and Kyler is exceptional. I mean, he is. Again, people overthink things, and all the analytics or whatever get involved in the measurables, and people miss out on a bunch of great football players because of it. But I don't know that there's anywhere on the planet that plays the game of football that Kyler Murray doesn't fit in. He throws the ball really well. He's accurate. He's so explosive. I mean, you hold your breath every time he drops back, because if you're just not perfect, and he makes one guy miss, and if you're playing any type of man coverage, you're in for a big play. And so I'm excited for him. I think he'll be drafted high, and I think he'll do well at the next level for sure.
Last one for you, Coach. We saw Christian Wilkins on the NFL Network after he was done with his workout. He goes back to his room and he ordered five orders of chicken wings. I'm wondering, did he pick that up from the White House?
I don't know. You'll have to ask him, but sounds like a pretty good order to me.
Okay.
I'm kind of hungry right now. Sounds good.
Okay. Did you have any of the hamburgers, or did you have any of the fast food when you went to the White House?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I went with the Wendy's single with cheese and a couple of pieces of Domino's pizza. And,
okay.
it was a great trip. Awesome.
I'm sure.
Look, it's 3 times, and I don't remember what I had to eat the other 2 times, but I'll never forget. I'll never forget this one. That's for sure. It was a lot of fun.
Did your nutritionist come up to you? What was the conversation?
I don't think we didn't really give him any opportunity to jump in, but I don't think he was real happy. But hey, a little indulgence every now and then is good for the soul.
Coach, thanks for the time. Really appreciate it. Always enjoy our chats. It's been a while since you won it all, so this is the first time we've chatted, so congrats on that. Look forward to our next ones.
All right, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care and be good. We'll see you soon.
You got it. That's Dabo Swinney, Clemson head coach.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.